Hey guys, good morning. Our cucumber trellises are full. Our tomatoes have gone crazy. Jen actually just grabbed a bunch of suckers off of our tomato plants and put them in this raised bed here about, I don't know, maybe less than a month ago. And the plants have gone crazy. This soil we get from a local farm, not the manure that we put on there before, but this composted manure, this composted soil from cow manure that's sat for a few years. This stuff is like gold. Everything we've put in this and that other raised bed closer to the cabin has grown like a weed. But before I do anything else for the day, I grabbed a pair of scissors. I'm going to prune this up. Everything's getting a little full, and we need to get good airflow, good circulation, and try to conserve some of the energy from these plants into the top portion that's going to be above these tomato plants, and then we'll get hopefully a bumper crop of cucumbers. We'll do a little garden update here for you guys. A lot of you guys have been asking, how's the garden doing? How's the garden doing? And I'm so busy working on solar stuff and the bunker, and Jen and I went away for a few days. Now we're back, and we can take care of our gardens. So pretty exciting stuff. We'll get a little garden update here in this video. So hang out with me.
Gonna show you all my tomatoes. Most of these were just suckers from one plant. From this plant right here. It was like a volunteer one, and I pulled it and hoped it would survive. And it did. Now I've got lots of tomato plants, and these were all just suckers off of it, which is kind of crazy when you see them all, because it's like a jungle over here. Moral of the story is that Jen's tomatoes do better than Jay's. So we had to put a stake in for this one because it's kind of growing a little crazy, so we gotta get some twine or something so it starts growing straight again. Jay's gonna have to make lots of salsa this year. Got lots of jalapenos and stuff too. I don't know if Jay showed you that, but garden's going crazy. Got green peppers, right? Is that what this is over here?
There's most of the bell peppers I planted over there. It's actually fun once you...
Got jalapenos. More bell peppers. Lots of banana peppers. Gonna have some in some breakfast here soon. Got lots of those. These went a little crazy. Lots of jalapenos. Look at that one. That one we need to pull. It's taking all the energy of the whole plant. Look at that. It's as big as my palm. Maybe the plant will grow some other ones now.
Where are you going?
Putting stuff away. That's what you do.
You leave it on the ground and then it magically gets put away.
Yeah, well, I don't have a fairy like that.
So guys, look, we pruned everything up. We're letting a little more airflow through these. We do like rookies and plant too much in too little space, because that's just how you do it when you're a rookie, even though I've been gardening for 30 years. Check it out. So we watched a couple videos. I guess when cucumbers go up a trellis, it's better to cut the leaves off at the bottom. There's a lot of dead leaves in there. A lot of overly wet, no good airflow. So we cut a bunch of those out. We pruned the tomatoes. that are in here. The peppers are doing great. But now, hopefully, all the energy will go to the top of the cucumbers. And all these nice, beautiful flowers, you see, will turn into cucumbers. There's a ton of cucumber flowers down here. You got one here that's about ready to pick. Almost perfect size. But lots of good sunshine getting in there now, and lots of good airflow. Same thing with these. Show them these. So this was just one giant blob of plants.
Yes.
And it was causing some issues. The cucumbers are growing onto the tomatoes, which isn't ideal either. This side isn't the these are different cucumbers, so these cucumbers are not going as crazy.
The tomatoes are,
but
though.
The tomatoes are doing better over here. So we got some pink brandywines, I think, or Ponderosa pinks, and looks like a Roma. But everything over here is doing good too. Just we opened up the middle, like we pruned out a bunch of stuff to get some air and get some sunshine in there. And these cucumbers are the Market More. There's a couple in here that are about, you know, like I said, in a day or two. There's one right there. We also had to thin them out so we could find the cucumbers.
Yes.
So finding the cucumbers is pretty important too, because I guess we learned that, and I kind of knew this, like any plant does this, if anything comes to full maturity, the plant has succeeded at what it's doing, which is to repopulate.
The hummingbird was just flying around your grill.
Oh. Or any plant that comes to full maturity with its seeds will die out. That's what it's supposed to do. So that's why you keep picking the fruit and they keep producing for a while. So we got to make sure we don't get any cucumbers that get to full size. Same thing with our peppers. So we got a few more peppers here we're going to pick too.
Nice.
We picked a couple. These ones are probably okay. But I put most of our spicy peppers in this bed. These are just a few banana peppers. These are 3 habanero plants, which are doing pretty good because we've had a lot of heat. When it's hot out, these habanero plants do a lot better. I also put them in the front and really close to each other because they like to lean on each other and they don't like as much water. So this soil is going to be drier in the front because it just gets the sun and dries out faster, and it likes the heat. Peppers like heat. So we got some jalapenos over here.
This one's looking pretty big.
That one looks big. Pick that one.
No, it fell right off.
Fell right off. So that probably means it's done, ready to be picked. There's
Some
another
spicy breakfast here, guys.
There's another one in there. Well, there's 2 nice ones. You can probably just leave that other one on there for another day. There you go.
Have some spicy breakfast, or I can make a jalapeno margarita.
Tonight?
I don't know.
Are we having Mexican tonight?
Yeah. You guys ever had a jalapeno margarita?
Yum yum. So show them what else we picked. We haven't even been over to the squash patch in like a week. So I'm sure there's a bunch of giant squash. A lot more banana peppers here. You know, those might actually be Hungarian wax, because those are a little bit milder. Those are banana, right? Sweet. So I put the sweet bananas over here. These are Hungarian wax,
Okay.
which I think they have a little bit more flavor, spice to them. So like I said, I put the banana peppers here. I bought all kinds of different stuff. We bought Italian roasters. We bought some Modelo, I think, something like that. Peppers. I leave all the tags at the bottom. Got golden bell. We put all our bell peppers over here. We never have a lot of luck with bell peppers for some reason. They just never get mature, and if they do, they rot. I've heard that's from too much water. Like I said, peppers like heat and dry soil, from my experience. Lots of habaneros, jalapenos, and tomatoes. We can make some good salsa, right?
Maybe I'll let you make some salsa on my cooking channel.
On Jen's cooking channel. Yeah, Jen's gonna throw. Jen's tried to do some peaceful videos on her channel, and now she's gonna do some baking channels or baking videos
on a different channel.
Yeah, on her. You're gonna make a completely different channel than that. Oh,
I've got to decide a name.
Yeah, Jen needs a name for her new channel. You had a name, I thought. Simple cooking or something like that.
Good, like simple and easy.
Yeah. So guys, check out her other channel when she starts making the videos. She's gonna edit them too, right? After I show her how.
Yeah.
So let's go check out the rest of the garden just real quick.
Is it too hot for us?
Are you chilling like a villain?
There's a baby dog. Is your brother hunting?
Smell good?
This one smells spicy.
Yeah, those are Hungarian wax then. I don't know how spicy. I think they're like mild or slightly spicy. It might not even be Hungarian wax. It might be just something else. Good stuff.
Eat it up.
Little baby cucumber. I'll wash it first. It was sitting on the manure.
Guys make dirt down her.
Yeah, well, manure does. Even though it's been sitting there for months, but bunker look okay?
Yep.
How's the bunker look? Rained last night. Our roof isn't completely blocked in up there, so that's a project we're going to try to get to a little bit later today. Extend that roof up a little bit higher. Put some boards in there so it's blocked off. But yeah, bunker's looking pretty good. I put these bricks in here the other day. I need to get a couple more bags of pea gravel too to fill this in. We're going to have to put a grounding rod in the ground, so I'm glad I didn't block that off completely. It's been dry as a bone in here, right?
I don't know. I wasn't in here after it rained.
I mean, it's dry as a bone right now, and it rained last night, so. So bunker's coming along. Jen's gonna take over the bunker projects from here on out because she wants the pace to pick up a little bit, right? You want the pace picked up, so she's just gonna take over, and I'm gonna just play in the garden for the next month. Let's go check out the rest of the garden. We had a handful of blueberries, guys. I know a lot of you guys have been here for a few years, or the whole time we've been on YouTube. And we've been kind of bad at updating you, but the blueberries are doing okay. The half of them that are still alive. We actually got a few berries up there, but I think the birds ate them. It was just like a handful, unless Jenny ate them. Did you eat the blueberries?
No.
So.
No, sir.
All the blueberries that are along the edge of the raised bed up there on this side of it, I think they must have got some nutrients from the soil in there dripping down or running down, because they all did way better than the ones that were down here. The ones that were down here all died. We moved a few up here, relocated them from this area, but not many. Jen's got her little patch here of elderberries. They're kind of so-soing. Hey, did you see this?
What? I got a pumpkin?
You got a pumpkin. You better get some water on this plant. You better chase it back to the roots and just soak it. Jen's been trying to do pumpkins for a couple years and they failed. Because it's so.
These ones inside this year, though.
Yeah, she started them in the greenhouse in the cabin. This actually, I'm happy to see this because.
You told me they would fail.
I didn't tell you they fail. They need a lot of love, and we're not giving them a lot of love. So this isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing with pumpkins. If you want this pumpkin to thrive.
Oh, look at that! Look at my little pumpkin. It's supposed to be like a giant pumpkin too, guys. My little pumpkin. One little pumpkin. I hope there's more.
Push the leaf off to the side so I can see it. There we go. That's the only one that got pollinated. There was like 3 or 4 of them up line. There was one right here somewhere. Right there it died.
Force pollinate some.
Huh? You only want one on each vine anyway if you want it to get big. But you better follow that up to where it does and better find a way to water it good. So here's some squash. Here's, looks like yellow squash, might be zucchini.
This one plant's like huge.
Yeah, here's another squash. This one's too big. Gotta pick that one off of there. That one got a little big. There's the base. I watered this real good, so you're actually good. I watered right here.
So how do you know which flowers are which? How do I know which one that is?
I just told you this last week.
Well, I
So-
tell you things and you
so-
don't remember it in a day.
So Jen just asked which flowers are which. The females have the fruit on them, and the males have no fruit. So when a flower comes, it will have a fruit at the bottom if it's a female, and then it only germinates and gets bigger if it gets pollinated. Remember I was telling you you could take the males and rub them in there?
Just looking like there's a couple
Yeah.
here.
So look, this is a long stem up high. Bee comes along, this is the male flower, gets some pollen, and then takes it over here to that one over there that has a pumpkin on it. Is there any pumpkins over here? Here's another pumpkin, look.
Oh, look at that.
So this had a little flower. This one was about the size of a golf ball and had a flower, and then it got pollinated, so it continues to grow. There's a yellow squash right there. Oh, these grew into the yellow squash. This has a weird long vine, so that's actually something different. That's not a yellow squash. That might be a spaghetti squash.
There's a female flower
There's one over there.
that I can...
So Jen's going to pick this head, or this male flower, pull all the petals to the side,
Okay.
off the petals, like rip them off.
Alright, my sunglasses are falling on my face right now. Do you see?
All the way down. So this, grab it by the base, rip it off. So there's your pollen. So there's your pollen from the male flower. Let's go over here and see if there's be easier over here if there's a female over here. I don't see any females over here. Oh, there's another pumpkin. There's another one.
Ah, 3 pumpkins!
Yeah, you better baby them or they're gonna die. So it's already pollinated, so let's go over here to this one. Might be able to come this way. So these are all male flowers. All male, all male. Look at them all male. No fruit at the base. No fruit. No pumpkin. There is a pumpkin. That's a female, but it's already dead. It either didn't get pollinated, the stem looks like it got cracked. So it's either dying because it didn't get pollinated or something whacked it. But I don't see any more females. There's a winter squash. That's one of those random ones that regrew. So you're not going to be able to pollinate anything because you don't have any more pumpkins. You got 3.
Can I pollinate you?
No. Yeah, if you want me sneezing for the next couple hours. So guys, these all just randomly came up from seeds. These are garbage. I'm never letting anything grow like that again, volunteer-wise, because they're these weird hybrids. They got this bottom on them. It's like probably like a decorative pumpkin or decorative squash. Here's my watermelon. Watermelon got seeds or flowers, but it's way too late in the season for watermelon to do anything now. They grew, so watermelon just isn't, even with hot heat, this is watermelon, this is as big as it got. Maybe watermelon needs a longer growing season, or more nutrient soil. I don't know. This bed down here, everything else grew good in though, so it should have been fine. Here's some zucchinis. Black beauties, I believe these are. Right there. We have a few of these in the cabin, so I'm not going to pick these yet. There you go. There's another one there. A couple little ones up there. Something chewed on that one. Something chewed on that one. So we'll get rid of that one. Something chewed on that one, so we'll save the energy to go into that plant or that one. Here's my potato patch, guys. You saw it in videos, just kind of driving past it. It was huge. It's like waist high, beautiful plants, but now they're done growing. So we'll see what kind of harvest we get off of these. Experimenting. These ones I covered with a little bit of straw. These ones I covered halfway through the year with more straw. I doubled up the straw halfway through the growing season. I'm gonna see if these produce more than these. Like these, you can still see the dirt where the rows are at. I did this more so I can see where the potatoes are at, and the straw should hopefully create more potatoes, right?
Yeah.
So we got a few yellow squash down there, I'm sure. Jen's got one big one. Got more zucchinis. Zucchini plant, zucchini that didn't get pollinated. I always pull these off. I'm gonna stop wasting energy on stuff that's not, like, we want all the energy to go to these squash or zucchini. Zucchini. Another beautiful yellow squash. A little bit big, but still tender size.
Got a little baby acorn squash growing.
Oh, acorn squash. I saw quite a few in here a week or two ago. I don't know if they all got pollinated or not.
Another acorn or yellow squash.
There's a couple acorn. There's one that looks like it's shriveling up. There's a couple right there.
There's two more yellow squashes here.
I'll pick them. Let's spin them.
I'm trying, but
Sometimes it takes 5 or 6. There you go. Look at that.
way more zucchini.
Got zucchinis. There's zucchinis up there. I showed them the zucchinis already. Yellow squash grow better.
There's a big zucchini right there.
Yeah, we got plenty of zucchinis. Just haven't. They're just real. We already got a few in the house, maybe. So I was trying to leave them, but those ones need to be picked or they'll get too big. There you go. Look at that. Pretty fancy.
What else do you do with yellow squash?
I don't eat it. That's a lot of squash. So, looking good. If we need a zucchini, we'll pick them. These ones aren't too big yet, though, so I'm going to leave them. These will only be good for another day or two. And then they'll get too big. We do like big zucchini because we can use those in... we do like big zucchini because we can use those in lasagna. You guys seen that in the past? You know, use it for bread, use it for noodle replacement. So leave a few big. Like here's one big one. That'll get pretty big. This is a very healthy plant. Look at that thick stem. Nice and healthy. So yeah, guys, there's our tour. When I planted everything, or when we planted everything, we kind of spread things out because I didn't know what was going to do good and what wasn't, and I just spread things in different areas. So if something failed, we'd have somewhere else. Here's some tomatoes. They didn't do good in here. I didn't put any new fertilizer on this patch this year, so obviously it needs it.
I put an egg under this one and it's got a red tomato, so.
Yeah, I was picking them all off before she saw them, so she wouldn't get the gloat.
And the only other tomato that's doing good that's very leafy and pretty is...
your egg one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know what those are. I think that's, it looks like an Italian roaster. Via the picture anyway, but that looks like one too. I only had... A lot of the peppers here died. A lot of the peppers did not do very good up here. I don't know if they don't get enough sun or enough nutrients. Nothing in this bed did real good. Nothing grew that well here last year either, did it?
No, we have to cut some trees down.
Yeah, we need to cut down. We're not cutting down this maple or that maple, but everything over there is getting cut down for sure next year.
Fall.
Yeah, this fall or... Yeah.
This fall.
So that way a lot more sun will come in here, and it'll only get like an hour or two. The sun's about to come past the trees again, and we'll get a good 4 hours of sunshine, 5 hours of sunshine right now. Random potatoes from last year just popping up. Jay's tomatoes up here didn't do very good.
Also your second go.
Yeah, this one completely died, and I just stuck a random volunteer tomato in it. And then that one's aroma. It's doing okay, but Jen's aroma's doing way better, like 3 times the size. Mm-hmm. But that one had an egg underneath it too.
Yeah, you probably took it out.
I dug it up and took the tomato out,
yeah.
Or the egg out. Here, I'll show you a few more things. I got to pick beans today too. Jen's got a little sunflower patch here. I think the bears got into a little bit. The bear came up here. The baby bears was up here. We're up here. They kind of destroyed our rhubarb. But we got some Swiss chard. Got one nice tomato or one nice pepper plant here. This is like one of those Palamo peppers. They're like a little, they almost look like a short stubby jalapeno. But that thing's growing like a nice thick trunk. Got only one pepper on it, but looks healthy. It gets lots of sun out here. Got lots of beans. I gotta pick beans today. Maybe this evening. We'll have some beans with dinner tomorrow. These are getting a little big. So, and a few volunteer tomatoes from last year. We left a lot of tomatoes falling to the ground. And this whole thing is basically filling back up with tomatoes naturally. And I got 2 rows of green beans here that are kind of getting overtaken.
I got basil and rosemary here. And I grew a bunch of garlic, but we planted other stuff on top of it too, so I gotta try to find it without destroying the stuff that planted on top of it. I found some of it, but... So, I have garlic buried in there somewhere. I planted like 30 cloves and I think I pulled out 10, so I've gotta wait till stuff dies down to bury the rest, or find the rest.
So there's a little mini garden update for you guys. Jen's antsy, she wants to work on something, so let's go work on something else.